should come with me, completely off topic. Oh, ain't it nice to be completely off topic?
Hi, welcome to Completely Off Topic with Susan Serrao, where we talk to Calgary-based female artists that are creating their own bodies of work. Today, we have Meghan Westelmajer. You are a producer, a director in film and television. You are part of the DGC. You are a thriving woman in this field. And I want to know when you got your hair cut, because it didn't look like this last time.
It was like 2 days ago, actually.
I knew it was new.
I got it colored because my grays are like in full force.
Yes,
So.
powerful grays.
You know what? And I'm a true believer that women should embrace their hair colors, no matter what it is. If it's their natural or their fake color, the color that they feel the most wonderful and beautiful in. I haven't got to that point yet with the grays, but I'm hoping to get there soon.
Yeah.
So the highlights are framing the eventual reality that I'm going to have to be gray, fully gray.
You don't have to.
I'm gonna shave it all off.
You're gonna shave your head and then grow the gray. Actually, I was thinking that's actually probably the easiest way to do it.
My sister did that.
Really?
When my dad first got cancer.
Yeah.
She raised money and then shaved her head for cancer. And my dad did it, and my brother-in-law did it at the same time. She just let it grow back because she dyed her hair. She made me dye her hair every 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Completely black, like too black.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
So she must look completely different now.
Yeah, she looks really beautiful. She's embraced the color. She's completely white. My hairdresser says I have like a black band in the back. So I'd have like really light hair on the front and then black in the back.
That could be cool though. It'd just be underneath.
You know, I'm only 25, so I really shouldn't be.
Well, there's a lot of things happen to people at 25 that, feels like aging, but isn't. My ex-brother-in-law, he lost his hair at 19. Completely bald. At 19.
It's a reality for so many men.
We got to be thankful that we have something to dye.
Yes, exactly.
And so what did you do for your date night on Saturday? You went out to cook food. What did you cook?
Oh my God, this is the most hilarious. So my husband, David Haysom, he is not the best cook, but he's not like he doesn't cook. He likes to cook breakfast, and he's very good at making sure that he makes me breakfast when I want it.
Yeah.
I'm making sure to say that because I realize he's probably gonna listen to this.
He's so lovely. We love David.
My mom wants to encourage him to cook more. And I said to David, I know this is something like not really a gift if it's a gift that she wants you to do.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to cook. He doesn't get joy from cooking.
Right.
I do, and I don't mind cooking for us both, like our special date nights. So we decided to go to the cookbook company because my mom gave us a gift certificate, or him a gift certificate to go.
That's amazing.
And so we had a date night. And we cooked like an appetizer together. But you're in a group of 4, and you're kind of making the dinner together as well as a dessert. And there's about 2 other groups of people who are there cooking this meal. And the chef is like Gordon Ramsay. It was completely inappropriate how he was talking to us, and David knows nothing. He like, what is a tablespoon? Like, sorry, David, I love you, but it was really difficult to know what we were doing. We're not familiar with this kitchen. It was like he was yelling at people to, so and so has a question, and then everyone would be like, holding a knife and feeling like they're gonna lose a digit. It was a really intense experience, but it was a wonderful. We met really great people, and we ate a delicious spatchcock chicken.
Ooh, what is that?
You don't know because you're vegan.
Well, also because I've never heard of it.
It's when you break the bone, the backbone, and then you flatten the chicken, and it cooks evenly.
I have heard of this for turkeys. Somebody says they actually cut the spine out of the turkey and squish it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was delicious. We met some really interesting people. We drank some wine, and so that's what we did on our date night. But I wouldn't say we would do it again.
You don't like being yelled at?
No. If we wanted to learn how to cook something, we'd go to YouTube.
Okay.
But it's a really, I'm going to say this, it's owned by some really great people and people who enjoy
totally
being yelled at while they're cooking.
Right
should go to Cookbook
Yeah.
Company because they're amazing and they've got great things in their shop. Anyways, I'm just trying to promote
Yeah, you're
local
like
businesses. In
You're like,
Calgary.
I'm not going to go there ever again. I'm going to YouTube, but let me.
Yeah, those who work under pressure and like being yelled at should go.
Some people love that.
I know you do.
I love being yelled at. That's why I have children.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Please yell at me more.
Please yell at me. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes me feel free when you're gone.
What was really cool is the dessert was like a miso pot, like chocolate pot de creme. And I've never had a miso, anything beyond like a soup.
Miso soup, yeah.
But yeah, you can put it in desserts, I guess.
So is
And
it
it's
really
like
salty?
It's like a version to salted caramel. But it's unique and different.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
And was it quite like different? Like, did you taste the difference?
It was saltier than a salted caramel dessert.
Huh.
But it was really good.
Yeah.
I got the recipe so I can share them with you.
God, I'm excited. I benefit from your date night.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always something unique. I like doing those things with friends and with David too. So it's nice to try something new.
Yeah, I agree. Like escape rooms and stuff, and like board game houses, and karaoke. And I'm trying to think of all the things that we've done together. I could see you doing a paint night.
Yeah, we did a paint night.
Well, because you are an artist, you paint.
I do paint.
Are you still painting right now? Like,
Yeah, so I'm doing another series of painting. So the first series I did was eyebrows, and I thought it would be really cool to do like 8x6 little like acrylic paintings of famous people's eyebrows and see. And it's a game. People come to my house and they're like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's Ernie, or that's Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
And that's Eugene Levy. So there's unique eyebrows,
iconic eyebrows.
iconic eyebrows that like Tyson Beckford. And some people don't know who they are, so it's kind of nice to introduce them to people that I think have iconic eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, the cuts where they cut in, like that was such a nice
like the shaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm doing a new series, and it's a mustache series.
Oh, I can't be in it.
I just finished.
Well,
maybe wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Stop the shaving.
Stop shaving.
And bleaching.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Oh my God, I have to tell you the story, and it's a terrible story, and I hope it makes your cut. So I hung out with my niece, who's 12, recently, and we were playing the game What the Meme. Have you ever played that with the boys?
with you. I've played it
God,
with
yes,
you.
we played it together. It's ridiculous, but I don't think we played it the X-rated version, like the X-rated
it was
version.
very family friendly.
So we were at an Airbnb and it was all mixed together, and she got a card and she's like, I have a question I need to ask you guys. And my sister, my brother-in-law, and Everett, my 9-year-old nephew, her brother, is there. She's like, what does bleaching your butthole mean? I'm like, I can't ask this question. I can't answer this question for
Well,
you.
darling, what it means is,
I was like, your parents are sitting right in front of you, and they were killing themselves laughing. They had no.
do you think they'll tell her? Like, do you think they'll have a
they'll
conversation
tell-
about it?
They'll tell her.
Yeah.
She's getting to that age where she's exploring herself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember. I remember being 12, barely, but I remember being very interested in my body at that period of time. So it's like, she deserves to know.
Yeah.
Bleaching buttholes. I don't think I knew that probably until I was 21.
Do you think she's gonna do it? Have you ever done it?
I've never bleached my butthole.
You're lying, I can tell. I'm
Oh,
just kidding. I'm
no.
just
Have you?
kidding. No, I've never. And I should. Like, I have Portuguese blood.
I don't really understand the point of it, I guess, unless you show your butthole to the entire world. I think that whoever wants to do it should do it.
Yeah.
No judgment here.
Yes.
No judgment.
Yes. Well, when you were talking about mustaches, it made me think the other day I was laying down on my yoga mat. Nash is my 9-year-old. And all growing up, I've done yoga in the morning. And he would usually come and lay on me. And when he was little, he would just lay on me and I would be in Shavasana and be like, this is amazing. And now he still does it. And he's huge, right? He's 9, he's not huge, but he's 9.
Yeah.
And so he laid on me the other day and he looked at me and he's like, Mom, are you growing a beard? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a hair here and a hair here. And I'm like, just go get the tweezers. He's like, he comes back with the tweezers. He's like, what? I'm like, now you just get the tweezers out, now you just pull it. So he actually sat there for, I don't know, a few minutes and he just tweezed any little hairs that were sticking out. And it's going to happen to you
That's
too.
the purpose of children.
That
They
is.
can tweeze the areas of your face that you don't.
And you know what? It's so
can't reach.
worth it. It's just so worth it to have those hairs tweezed.
It's just such a joy, you know, those moments with your children.
Yeah, so how many children would you like to have?
There's going to be none. Yeah, no. I think that ship has sailed.
I haven't convinced you still, hey?
No. I mean, I could borrow one of yours if I ever wanted to.
Yeah, you can. You know that. You've never taken me up on it.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I feel like Cade really wants to hang out with you. Look at your face. You want Rhett.
I think all your boys are fantastic. You've done such an awesome job at bringing them up and seeing where they're going to go. Hopefully they'll be comedians just like you.
Oh, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous constantly.
I love it. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
They're like you, and they should be like you.
Thank you.
You're ridiculous.
I'm ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, we're done here. Okay, ridiculous makes me think of that. When you came over before Christmas last year and we played board games while we drank gin with my kids.
That was hilarious.
That was so much fun.
I felt like I shouldn't have been so drunk around your children.
I felt like that too about myself. It's like I'm just hosting and like bringing everybody more drinks, and then I'd have my gin's done, and we're sitting down. And what were we playing? We played gestures, but we also played that one where you remember you have like the word and you write down the word and then you flip it over and the person next to you gets the word and they have to draw a picture.
That's right. What was
of
that?
The word.
It was a Pictionary? I don't know, but it was really great.
It was
super
so
fun.
funny.
Yeah.
And my kids are gonna be really mad that I can't remember.
It was
what
like a
it's called.
telephone game, wasn't it? Like
Yeah. And you did the word, and then when you got the picture, illustrations.
Yeah,
We got this. Yeah, that was a fun night.
Oh my God, so fun. I just love board games so much, and I would love to play more of them. So invite me over to get drunk with your children anytime.
Oh my God, yes, please. Please. I love it when they see you drunk. So you're going to Victoria.
Yeah.
And your family's out there.
My family is out there. Yeah,
And you're still living in Calgary, which I actually don't believe is going to be for very long because you're out in Victoria so much. Like you love it out there and your family. And
I do love it out there, and it's really nice. And they don't have winters like they have in Calgary. It's not like I don't like winter. I really like winter.
You're a boarder.
I ski and snowboard, and I love being in the mountains. And but being in Victoria is it's a magical place. And my parents have a beautiful property overlooking the ocean. And I've just been there more because my dad died, right? So I've been there more this summer than I have been in a long time. But I the joy of having a job that's contract, and the fact that there's a strike happening right now, and I'm on a forced fun employment situation.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're inviting me to come do this. Is this an unemployment podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, well then yes, I can be involved in this.
I feel like you totally fit in because you create work all of the time and you help people in the community create work all of the time. You're very supportive, and you directed sketches for me.
Which was fun. So fun.
Oh my God, Buzzbank and Gracefully Grey.
That's barely work. It's more fun than anything.
Well, that's what work should be. Yeah.
Well, I'm a master of many trades, and I would say, some people say it's a jack of all trades, master of none, but I think I'm a master of many trades.
Yes.
People realize that, and they hire me to do stupid things all the time because they know I'm going to be a master of it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you just call yourself Master Megan?
Master
Megan.
Master Megan. Yeah.
That's what David calls
I'm
you
a
for
master
sure.
debater too, so
just
try me.
Say that faster. No, say it faster.
I'm really good at that skill.
Yeah?
I've been perfecting that
since you were
I was
12. Yeah,
exactly.
I was listening. I remember when the Madonna book came out. You remember that one?
Oh my God.
I didn't get to read it.
So I don't know.
I'm so much older than you.
You're so much older than me.
But I also didn't start doing that when I was 12. I was late. I was like, I actually just thought men felt pleasure.
Did Madonna give you a sexual awakening?
No, because I realized that you could look down there. I didn't know you could, you would ever be able to see down there.
Our age, who are 40 years old, and who's never held a mirror or squatted over a mirror before.
Oh.
You don't know your own body if you've never seen every square inch, in my opinion.
And I just I just even knew you could or should do that because Madonna's book, that was like the big thing, was like, oh my God, she looks at her vagina in a mirror. And I was like, what? Why would you? Oh, you could. How do you? Yes, you could do that.
You can do that and you should do that.
And then I was like, what is this?
Not only does it like give you a better sense of where things are, and how things work.
Yes.
But it like, I don't know, it's kind of beautiful. It's like a hidden forest that you get to only share with
secret garden. It's a secret garden.
Yeah, and of course your boys came out of there.
Oh
It's
my
a
God,
magical
it
place.
is beautiful
Your
place
little
of
alien
birth.
children.
Yeah.
My friend calls them the crotch goblins.
The crotch goblins.
Or crotch trophies.
Oh my. Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. I remember when I was giving birth to Jace, my oldest, and they held a mirror down there. And I was like, and they actually had me feel his head coming out. And I was like, what the hell? And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, get that thing out of there. Get the thing out of there.
I imagine that's a moment you don't want.
It was drama. But apparently people like to see the birth of their child because, the husband's looking, the dad's looking, and the doctor, everybody's I had interns in there looking. And I was just like, look down there. I'm like, hell's no, get that out of there. I will stop doing this. I will physically make myself stop. It was not, I did not like it.
I can imagine.
It was not good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I haven't looked since.
PTSD from the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't. It's disgusting. Just see this hairy head coming out.
No, it's
you should have children. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even if there's one on the street, I would be like,
one on the street.
This poor baby needs a home. And it looks like it's just been abandoned with a collar.
So somebody runs into a shop quick and you're going to steal their baby?
No. Like maybe there's a box
see
of
one
babies.
on the
like
street,
there's a box of babies, like a box of puppies.
Would you just take one or would you take them all?
Just one. Yeah, maybe two.
How would you pick?
The cutest ones.
And what makes a cute baby?
Silent ones.
Oh,
yeah. Super
the dead one. The dead one
the
in the
dead
box.
baby.
That's the one you take.
Remember the dead baby jokes?
No.
Do you remember? No, you don't.
No, you're so much older than me, though.
I remember one really bad joke, and it was, how do you get a dead baby out of a blender?
Oh my God.
Straw. So they were bad. They were like when I was 10 years old. These were the kids that told really bad jokes. You tell me your favorite joke when you were a kid.
Do you know what? I don't remember very much about when I was a child because I have a bully brother, so I basically just blacked out the whole thing. But I do remember this. My kids the other day, I was at my parents' house, and one of them just said, bang, bang. And I went, you're dead, 50 bullets in your head. One's red, one's blue, one's colored chicken poo. And then I looked at them, I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Like, I literally had no recollection of this. But it was like a bang, bang. It just took over this kid's rhyme that we used to say in school.
I've never heard that rhyme.
No?
And that's pretty terrible.
Did you ever hear of like up your butt and 2 blocks down?
No.
What?
What is that?
Oh my God. I say this to my kids all the time when they're like, Mom, where's my pen or whatever? I'll be like, up your butt and 2 blocks down. It's something we used to say all the time. But you're from Ontario.
No, I'm from Calgary.
You're from Calgary and then you moved out to Ontario.
Yes. Yeah.
How did you not know this? You're not that much younger than me. I mean, different quadrant of the city.
I've never heard it.
You're Northwest girl.
It was a Calgary. You were born and raised here too?
Yeah, Southeast.
No clue.
Yeah.
You ran with a different crowd.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously the right crowd.
I remember a poem.
Look at me, I have my own podcast.
Oh my God, amazing. And your own home.
Oh my God, yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
There's this amazing poem that I remember, and I thought it was so great when I was growing up, but now, when I got a little older, I said, this is a child's nursery rhyme. Susie grew a mustache, mustache, a mustache. Susie grew a mustache, and Polly grew a beard. Susie looked peculiar, peculiar, peculiar. Susie looked peculiar, but Polly looked weird. Susie got the garden shears, the garden shears, the garden shears. Susie got the garden shears, and Polly got a bomb. Now Susie's face is smooth again, smooth again, smooth again. Susie's face is smooth again, but Polly's face is gone.
Oh my God.
And I used to say that, like in class.
So beautiful.
In class they encourage creativity.
Did you make this up?
No, it's alligator pie. I don't know if you know alligator pie.
No, you're much older than me though.
Get out of here! But it's just one of those nursery rhymes that some crazy person some crazy person decided that kids needed to know.
Isn't that amazing that those were almost all of the nursery rhymes? It's like, let's bring some tragedy. We'll rhyme it and tell it to children.
Yeah.
And it'll be beautiful. We'll get them to skip around in a circle and fall on the ground.
Exactly.
It'll be perfect.
It makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But things were bad. They were hard back then.
Very hard.
You don't want to shelter children from the hardness that they're growing into.
Exactly. You want to prepare them for the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, like bombs.
On your face to
Yes,
get rid of a beard.
Exactly. Anyways, I feel like our parents generation, they loved that kind of thing. Like very strange kind of, like the 70s brought about all this change and like forward thinking, and they wanted to encourage us to be weird. I don't know about you, but like my parents wanted me to be weird.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did they make you weird? Or how did they encourage that?
Well, the poem I just read.
Did your parents teach you that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I thought maybe you just read it in a book somewhere a friend told you at school.
No.
They thought that was a good one.
Not. Yeah, this was bedtime reading. This is bedtime reading.
We were Harry Potter. I don't know if it's much better. Probably in 20 years, they'll be like, your mom read that to you?
It might be. It
Yeah.
might be. Everything's everything's on the blacklist. There's a lot of books that are not being taught because of the people that are easily offended by them. So
What?
it's just a reality. It's a reality of the times right now. And I feel like we grew up in the best time where nothing was
Oh, yeah.
off limits. We could just read and do whatever we wanted to do. Eat dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to be
It's
a kid
terrible.
now. And
It's
just
terrible. The generation coming up right now that are seeing all these weird images and things that aren't real, and like people acting in ways that you're like, that people don't actually do that. And are they going to think that that's normal? Like
No, it's definitely a little bit of a scary reality that, and what is real and what isn't real, because AI is a conversation that's happening right now. So anyone who's super young is not like, they're going to have to really understand how to critically analyze things.
Well,
and
it's
critical
so
thinking is just
real.
not taught in schools is enough. I don't think I started critical thinking until I was in university. You're taught all the stuff when you're a kid, and you just take it as face value.
Yeah.
You don't say, "Oh, well, that's interesting," but what about this perspective? Because you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But when you start to gain that knowledge, and you start knowing things, and you start questioning stuff, so I can only imagine what it's going to be like when you have to start questioning things right off the bat when you're a kid. You're just going to grow up so much faster.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I knew that they do a lot of critical thinking in school now.
Oh, that's good.
I think I feel the same way, where it was more like memorize or learn the rules or learn whatever. But yeah, no, they definitely, well, I don't know. My kids talk about
Alternative thinking.
yeah, and like, why do they think like that, or why does this like that, and like questioning things and problem solving and things like that.
It's also like, why am I learning this and not something else, right? Like, it's okay to be critical about your education as well, right?
They are.
Well, they have
They're
a critical
yeah.
mom, so.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, I'm just getting all the compliment.
Oh my God,
Ridiculously
I know.
critical mom.
So critical, ridiculous,
Yeah.
but so lovely.
Thank you.
So lovely.
Thank you so much. I love you too.
I love you the most.
Oh, I love you. Oh, and that's what I say to my kids every night. I say, I love you the most. And I close the door really quickly so they can't rebuttal.
Just say it back. Just say it back and then shut the door.
They yell at me, I love you more. And I'm like, but I love you the most, so you can love me
God,
more.
gross. You guys are disgusting.
I know, we love each other so much. We're like the perfect
God.
family. You should have children.
I'll have yours. You seem great. You've done a great job up to this point.
I feel like I put a lot of work into them. I'm just going to keep them around.
I like older children anyway, like
Oh, yeah.
12, 13 is perfect. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, we went to see my grandma. My grandma's in a home. She's 99.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we went to visit her, and Jace is 17 now. Would have been 16 then. And he sits down next to this guy, Bernie, who's sitting with my grandma. Bernie really likes my grandma. My grandma can't remember who Bernie is today. Anyhow, so she remembers me. I'm chatting with her. Jace is chatting with Bernie, and Bernie's got to be 89. They talk for 2 hours straight. Like, Jace is just like, I love him. He's my spirit animal. Like, he is. Bernie's great. He built A-frames and was a hippie. And he like lived out in the woods because he was like not going to be part of society. And then he talks all about organic food and how important it is. And he does yoga every day, and his daughter's a yoga instructor. And Jason and him talked about space and math and physics and everything. And he just loved it. Jace is such an old soul. But yeah, they just, yeah. It's funny though, like I have a friend, okay, when Nash was in preschool, she was very like the next generation's terrible and they don't care about other people and they just had all these negative ideas. And I was like, you want to see the future of the world? You come into this preschool class where they are literally telling each other, oh my goodness, you make the most beautiful H's. I love your H's. You're so good at them. And like, that's how they talk to each other. And I was like, you guys should be running the world. Can you please tell everybody how to treat each other? Like, it was so lovely.
I feel like that narrative needs to stop a little bit. And if anyone's listening to this podcast, they should know that it really needs to be talking about the next generation positively. Because
yes.
I
thought you were talking about like the preschool needs to stop having the kids treat each other.
Oh,
I was like, that's odd.
No, it's the negative conversations about people, like generations being bad. It's not going to be helpful to an already crumbling society and the generations taking over kind of a shitty world. The situation that we have built right now is very complicated and it's so over the top. So the generations need as much support as possible. So like, let's start encouraging them to be good, be great. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't want them to grow up feeling like they're a shitty generation. Like that's awful.
Every generation
feels
young
like
people,
that. They don't care about certain things or they don't care about politics. It's like, no, they do. We need to encourage that.
We maybe need to talk about things that actually affect them, like things that are actually important to people's lives, or tell them how these things are important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's tough to leave university, because I remember going to university and feeling very excited about the future and going, I can't wait to start my career and I can't wait to change the world or be a part of a community that wants to change narratives and thinking and be critical. And then it just kind of crumbled. It was really difficult to enter into the world after going to university, where it really encourages you to be good and be great and do great things. And then all of a sudden it's like torn away from you. And then you have to like build up the confidence in a different way, a more realistic way, where I'm like, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to help make it a great place. And now I just contribute to making television, which I think helps people cope. Yeah. So I feel like I am helping to change the world a little bit. Yeah. Because content has been one of those things that is incredibly important, especially in the last 3 years. Oh my God. So give me all the content and I just want to make it all. And, I know that you feel the same way too. Yeah. Comedy is also a super huge, important thing to have in your life when it's feeling like you have nowhere, like nothing to gain from your life. And I feel like, that is a lifesaver. Comedy, I think, is the best lifesaver.
Such a healer. I feel like it's
impact.
like,
it can have such a great impact. So
yeah, and I feel like a lot of comedy comes from dark places, and that when you can make light of things, it's like, and find the humor in those dark things, it's like, it just like helps you release that energy in a positive way. Oh, 100%. Yeah, and then it can really make it a healing thing. That's kind of why I like comedy.
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
You've worked on a ton of incredible shows, incredible productions.
Are we talking about?
Oh, we're getting to it.
Off topic.
We're getting to it. We've got 1 minute for you to answer all of the questions I have about what you do.
Okay, great. That's perfect. Kidding. I can pretty much sum it up.
So I want to know how you got here, what your favorite projects are that you've worked on, what you love to do the most, not what you're good at, because you're good at everything, Master Meghan, and if money, time, space, everything wasn't an issue, what would you work on?
I went to school in Toronto and I basically took a nothing degree. I went to York University and took a double major in communications and humanities. I made it through with honors. I really was struggling to find a job after I went to school. I didn't go to film specifically. I didn't go to film technical school. So I didn't really have any technical skill that I could sell myself to a company to hire. Like, hire me, I could do it. Yeah. I knew a lot of theory, and that's what university was really good at.
Lovely.
But I didn't know any practical, like, put it into practice, can you hold a camera? No, I don't know anything about cameras. Like, I was pretty useless. So I ended up working odd jobs here and there because there was a recession in Toronto at the time. I think it was 2006. I applied, I was desperate, and I applied for every job under the sun that had anything to do with television because I love TV so much. Like, it paved the way for my childhood, and I I bonded with characters more than I bonded with friends. So I didn't really have a lot of friends in school. And so like the characters on television were like so amazing.
I feel like I was raised by TV.
Me too. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to work in television. So I got a job off Kijiji.
Hey.
I got a call from the HR manager at E1, capital E, number one, before they rebranded, to be the executive assistant to the president.
Holy jeez.
And I was like, holy shit, I have no experience at this point. I'm working odd jobs. So I decided to go to the first interview, and the HR guy basically said, you have no experience. I don't know why I met with you. The only reason I met with you because I know you're from Alberta, and so is Darren. And Darren, who's the president at the time, was from Alberta.
Yeah.
He, like he's not really a Toronto suit guy,
right,
who works in entertainment. He's a more down-to-earth Albertan guy. So they said, would you like to meet Darren? And I think that you'd be a great fit. And so I met Darren. Went into his massive office.
Yeah.
And I'm freaking out the whole entire time. And he was like, calm down, calm down.
It's great when they have to tell you
and
that.
I talk fast. I talk very quickly. And he was, very calm, very relaxed, wore jeans every day. Like, he was a very cool guy. Anyways.
Every day, so you got the job.
Got the job. It was so fantastic. I learned from a studio perspective what it was like to be a part of this big multi-million-dollar company. So I did a lot of things that I would never have had the experience to do, like manage town halls and deal with all the bureaucracy with all the board members. And because it was publicly traded, I learned how that worked. And he was really guiding principle, like in my life, in my career. He's like, what do you want to do? And I said, I'd love TV. And a production coordinator spot opened up in the Canadian production division of E1.
Yeah.
And it, E1 is a distribution. It's an international film distribution company, as well as it deals with children internationally, children's products and children's programming. So it just had so many things on its roster. They acquired Alliance Atlantis. So there were so many things
Production
that were.
coordinator.
Yeah. So I was working on the Canadian production side of E1. So we were doing things like, and this was productions across the country. So I was working on Haven, which was a sci-fi show that was filmed in Nova Scotia. Call Me Fitz, which had Jason Priestley in it, which I was super excited about. My sister, Chloe, was really excited about it because she had a big crush on Brandon Walsh.
Oh my God, who didn't?
90210. For those who are too young. So it was great to meet him and work with him. He's a little guy, but they're all little.
They are all little, aren't they? Every time I meet somebody, I'm like,
so sweet.
you're like so small.
It's like you can just put them in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried. It was difficult.
I worked on a show called Almost Heroes. I worked on a show called Ricky Blue, and it's a different kind of job being a production coordinator at a studio level because you're working on these shows all at the same time, and you're filtering more development content their way, and helping develop the baseline crew, so the first creatives that get hired, so the director, the production designer, the
DP.
editors, people that are all kind of like need to be there with the creative conversation so that they can make sure things are happening correctly.
Same
And
story.
then when the show happens, you kind of we wipe our hands clean of it and then come back at wrap and do the post work. So a lot of the deliverables that go to the broadcasters that they need to have. So I learned quite a lot from E1 when I was there for 5 years. And then I moved back to Calgary because my dad got sick with cancer. And I was happy to move back because I felt like I needed a change in my life anyways. And I went to my boss at E1 and said, what's my progression? And he said, you don't have any physical production experience, so you need to go and get that before you can move up at E1. So I ended up moving and working in the office at Hell on Wheels. So Hell on Wheels season 3 was my first physical production experience. And I was working in the office and I did a lot of logistics. People will say, what does a coordinator do? And I went, and it's pretty much everything nobody wants to do.
Oh, I need one of those. Like for my life.
It's the stuff that happens that need to happen. It's all of the logistics, all the transportation, immigration, dealing with vendors that are outside of film, that make sure that we have the right people in the right places at the right time is basically what my job was and is as you know, and I wear a lot of hats. I do a lot of things, but I've worked as a background casting coordinator. So my bread and butter is mostly foreign and service productions. So when a company comes to Calgary, they set up a single purpose company, and then I'm all the payrolls run through the single purpose company. I work for them, and we make these projects. And I would have to say that Fargo has been my most favorite because I've worked on every single season except for the Chicago season,
Right.
which was season 4, and I got to move up every single time. So the first season I was the trainee production coordinator, and then I was the assistant on the next season, and the assistant again on the third. But then I've now risen to the assistant production manager, which is to me kind of a really important position that is just below producer.
Yeah.
Well, the PM as well. But,
Yeah.
I felt really connected to the PM, and we worked really well together, and we were both learning. So there's what I love about Alberta, and the difference between Alberta and Toronto is that I felt like my progress was so much more significant here than it was in Toronto. I felt like I was doing the same job and kind of spinning my wheels for 6 years versus being here now for 10 years and seeing myself come from the bottom. and pretty much I'm very close to the top right now of these multi-million dollar, $10 million an episode, $25 million episode shows. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Fargo is definitely my favorite. Also, Warren Littlefield, and I think I might have told you.
Yeah.
Because you came to the Fargo rap party.
Yeah, I did. I was there.
That was great.
It was so fun.
So Warren Littlefield is...
And everyone loved you so
oh my
much.
God, so lovable.
They loved you.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
everyone was like, "Oh my God, Megan, I love her so much."
Oh my God, I'm the best.
Yeah.
We're all, we all have shared trauma because it's really difficult.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you go through production.
Yeah,
from
we
beginning
all
to end.
cry together. We huddle together in corners together.
Yes.
We call each other in the middle of the night, asking for support. It's definitely, a great community to be a part of. But Warren Littlefield, he was the president of NBC, and he was part of the must-see TV world back in the 90s. So
Right.
he was in the casting room of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was in the casting room of Friends. Like this is an iconic person. And when I worked on season 1, it was like the second show that I had worked on in Calgary. And, people like, Martin Freeman, Bob Odenkirk, Billy Bob, all these big A-list stars I was happy to meet, so excited to meet. But the person I was the most excited to meet was Warren, because he's like a god. He is like the god of television, in my opinion.
And we have a picture with him photobombing us.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And he's one of my favorite people. And he actually, when I went to Banff one year to pitch a series to him, he was so welcoming, and he's like, let me know what I can do to help support you. And he's one of the producers that I'd like to be. So that's me, that's my career, and that's what I make my money doing, is doing a lot of the jobs that nobody wants to do, and logistics, and not as creative as I'd like to be doing. And the timing is just always off. I'm always like, okay, I'm going to work on this one great project as a more creative, presence. Maybe I'll direct, or maybe I'll edit. And then another show will come, and the money will be just too great to pass up.
Yeah.
But I do like to do, things for my friends that, you've been so encouraging for me to also like get more into the creative side, because I do love to direct and edit, and I've produced some commercials, and but the first thing I ever did was in Toronto, called How to Quit Your Day Job, or How to Keep Your Day Job. And that one was super fun to be a part of it. And every time I'm on set, you just learn so much about the process of making something. So that was a short film. I did my own short film with you, Surprise, which had great potential, but didn't get picked up at festivals. But
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a really great experience, because I've built such great relationships with the people in Calgary and Alberta.
Yeah.
And I think that the more opportunities there are, and the more financing available to Alberta filmmakers,
wouldn't that
the
be
better
nice?
it'll be.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I guess I need to meet dentists, is what I've been told.
I've heard this too.
Dentists?
I heard that you go to dentists and you get them to invest in your productions. That's what I hear.
They have a lot of money.
They have a lot of money, and I don't know
Just make
what
friends
I'm
with
giving
them.
them in return. We'll find out. Yeah.
You're soul.
Yeah.
Taking their soul from your teeth or something.
Oh,
I think that's what
they've already taken that.
So Fargo's been my most fun bread and butter career.
It was a
moving
fun
show
set.
to
Like
work.
it was a fun.
I'm so glad. I can't wait to see what you do. With
Oh,
your part.
if I make the cut, you never know. But it was just fun being on set with everybody. So it's such a pro
totally
set.
great.
Yeah.
And eventually, I do want to be doing more of my own stuff. And I'm working on writing a web series and just trying to shoot it and just get something out there that I've done more recently. And hopefully that's something that will happen this summer, maybe.
Oh, fun.
David Haysom, my husband.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, and so when I have someone at my disposal to be able to use in my
use
my projects,
him. Use him. He loves it.
He loves being used.
He loves it.
Using him
He
so
loves
much.
it.
So
And being yelled at. He likes being yelled at and he likes being used.
yeah. So we have things in the fire that are being stoked right now, but the issue is trying to find financing and get your stuff made. But I'm looking forwards to the opportunities that will come, because I think the Alberta talent is one of the most incredibly creative, hardworking crews I've ever worked with in Canada. I've never worked elsewhere, but I have had the opportunities to work in different provinces, and I think that Alberta is cream of the crop crews and talent.
Keep Alberta rolling. Keep Alberta rolling.
Keep Alberta rolling.
Yeah.
Because I think that we could have an incredible roster of stories being told in this community.
Well, we do. We just need bigger scale.
Bigger scale.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to be doing. I'd like to be doing more of that. I also want to, I don't think I've told you, but I used to sing. I had my Royal Conservatory grade 4, and then I just stopped, and every so often I'm like, I really want to sing more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to find musical theater to be involved with and see if that's something I can do on the side.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to do.
feed your passion.
This is the problem. When you're good at a lot of things and you want to do a lot of things,
And you're artsy.
and it gets overwhelming.
You paint and you want to direct and you write but you're good at logistics too, but you want to sing and you're surrounded by actors and you hate actors. So you probably want to become an actor, just so you can show them how to do it properly.
I'm actually jealous. The reason I hate actors so much is because I'm jealous of them and I want to be one.
Yeah,
That's
liar
the
face.
problem,
Liar face.
Right? But there's no time like the present to try something new and try something different. But I feel like I've been lucky enough to be existing in Alberta creative framework, in a theater capacity, in film capacity, in short film, in independent commercial broadcast, everything. Like I feel so lucky to have just touched everything. So I just feed me things and I will do them.
Yeah.
And
feed me things, I'll do them. I'll touch everything. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap it.
I think so too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I love it. You're amazing.
You're amazing. I'm so glad you're doing this, and I wish you all the luck and the most support you can have from anyone coming from me to you, my friend.
I feel it, girl. I feel it. I feel it. Give me some sugar. Thank you very much. Love you. Are you craving more deep, funny, and real conversations that make you feel like you're having a drink with one of your best friends? Check out Firecracker Department with Naomi Sneakus, available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube.